Hello guys, welcome to the new video. In this video, I'm going to explain about uh, classes, cyclostomata, contractus, obstructus, and then the continuation. In the last class, we had discussed about chordata, okay, and classification of chordata, and also about vertebrata and classification of vertebrata. So, recalling the classification of vertebrata, vertebrata has two divisions, Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha organisms which lack a jaw, that means they don't have jaw. Okay, and then Gnathostomata, the one which has jaw. Then Agnatha has only one class, that is Cyclostomata, and then Gnathostomata has two superclasses, that is Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces have fins, Tetrapoda have limbs. Then in Pisces there are two classes, that is Contractus and then Osteichthyes. In Tetrapoda there are four classes, that are those are Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammals. So starting with the first class of Agnatha, that is Cyclostomata. All living members of class Cyclostomata are ectoparasite. So they are ectoparasite on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits. Okay, so that's an important point. 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomata have a sucking and circular mouth without jaw. So it's a very important. Cyclostomata have sucking and circular mouth without a jaw. Okay, Cyclostomata comes under Agnatha. That means they don't have jaw. So they have a mouth which is used for sucking. Okay, which is circular and used for sucking. Okay, and mouth does not have jaw. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Okay, so they don't have scales, devoid of scales and paired fins. Then cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. So cranium is present and vertebral column is also present, but they are cartilage. Okay, they are not bony. Then circulation is of closed type. Okay, so closed type of circulation. Cyclostomes are marine. Okay, they are mainly marine, but migrate for swamping to fresh water. That means for reproducing. Okay, actual meaning of swamping is to lay eggs. Okay, but laying of eggs only occurs. Okay, right, to lay eggs. Okay, after reproduction and all, they lay eggs, right? So laying of eggs occur in fresh water, swamping occurs in fresh water. After swamping, within a few days they die off. Their larva after metamorphosis return to the ocean. Okay, that means the larval form stays in fresh water and the adult form is in marine water. These animals have larva. Okay, that means they have indirect kind of development. So next, recalling about so the examples are petromyzon. Okay, that myxine. Okay, that is hagfish. Then hagfish. Then recalling about cyclostomata, first of all they are ectoparasite on some fishes. They have 6 to 15 gill slits. Okay, for respiration, and then they have sucking and circular mouth without jaw because they are under Agnatha. Then they don't have scales and they don't have paired fins. Then they have cranium and vertebral column which is cartilaginous in nature. Then circulation is closed type and they are marine, but for swamping they go into fresh water and then within few days they die off. The larval stage okay, after metamorphosis they return to the ocean. They have larva, that means they follow indirect kind of development. Example, the best example is petromyzon. Then coming to the next class, that is contractus. This comes under Gnathostomata. Okay, this contractus come under Gnathostomata and that too superclass Pisces. So these are fishes. cartilaginous fishes. They are marine animal. Okay, they are marine animals. Okay, streamlined bodies and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Okay, mouth is located ventrally. Okay, mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Gill slits are present within. Sorry, gill slits are separate and without operculum. Operculum is gill cover. Okay, the covering of the gills. Then here operculum is absent. The skin is tough. Okay, contains minute pores, that is placard scales. Okay, skin has placard scales. Then teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Okay, here they are teeth are backwardly directed. This is to be remembered. Okay, their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. So the one point to be remembered over here is that this don't have air bladder. Due to the absence of air bladder, they need to swim continuously. If they stop swimming, they will sink. Okay, so next, coming to the circulatory system, heart is of two chambered, one atria and one ventricle. Some have electric organ. Okay, some have electric organ, and some possess poisonous sting. Okay, then they are cold blooded animals, that means they are phyclotherms animals, that is they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. We are not phyclotherms because we regulate our temperature, our body temperature. Okay, so we are not phyclotherms. They lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. Okay, so here the sexes are separate. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. So internal fertilization is seen and many of them are viviparous. Example: dogfish, sawfish, and great wine shark, and then the stinging ray. These are the examples. So revising about the cartilaginous fishes, that is conductus. First of all, they are marine animals. Okay, they have cartilaginous endoskeleton. See, they are called as cartilaginous fishes. This is known by everyone. But why they are called as cartilaginous fishes? They have cartilaginous endoskeleton, not exoskeleton. Okay, mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum. Operculum is absent. Okay, skin has placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scales which are directed backward. Okay, and the jaw is very powerful. These are predaceous animals, that means they are predators. Okay, and then due to the absence of air bladder, they don't have air bladder, so they need to swim continuously. If they stop swimming, they will sink. Then coming to the circulatory system, they have two chambered heart, one ventricle and one auricle. Then some fishes have electric organ, some have poisonous sting, and all of them are phyclotherms, that means they are cold blooded organism, and their sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal, and they are viviparous animals. Viviparous animals means they give birth directly to their young ones, that means no egg formation is seen over here. Then class Osteichthyes. Coming to the second class of pisces, that is Osteichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. So both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined. Okay, so body streamlined. Then mouth is mostly terminal. Okay, they have four pairs of gills which are covered by operculum. See, in Osteichthyes, operculum is present. In Chondrichthyes, operculum is absent. on each side. Skin is covered by um, tenoid scales. Then air bladder is present with which regulates buoyancy. So air bladder is present, but in context our air bladder was absent, so they need to swim continuously, but here they can stop for a while, maybe, I don't know. Heart is two chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Okay, so heart is two chambered. They are cold blooded animals, sexes are separate, fertilization usually external, they are mostly oviparous and development is direct. So first thing is they are cold blooded animals, sexes are separate, external fertilization, then oviparous, and then direct kind of development. Okay, and examples marine. Okay, marine examples are exocetus, that is flying fish, then seahorse, okay, and then rohu, katla. Okay, these are the examples. So revising about osteichthyes, sorry, it includes both marine and freshwater. That means animals belonging to osteichthyes are can be found in marine water and in freshwater also. They have streamlined body. They are mostly, they are having mouth in their terminal part. Okay, and then they have four pairs of gill slits. Okay, so I did not mark this. Four pairs of gill slits are present, and they have operculum, not like conductus. Here operculum is present, and they also have air bladder. Heart is two chambered, one is auricle and the other one is ventricle. They are cold blooded animals, sexes are separate, fertilization is external, they are oviparous, that means they are egg laying animals, and then development is direct. And there are some examples like katla and rohu. Next, coming to the class amphibia, which comes under tetrapoda. As the name indicates, Greek amphi is derived from the Greek language. Amphi means dual, and then bios means life. That means they have two lives. Amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Okay, so as we all know, they can be found in water and also on terrestrial, that means on land. So these are called as amphibians. Most of them have two pairs of limbs. Okay, so two pairs of limbs. Body is divided into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. Okay, so may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist. Okay, so they are moist. The eyes have eyelids. The eyes have eyelids. Okay, the tymphanum represents the ear. Tymphanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinal and reproductive tract open into common chamber called cloaca. So alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tract open into a common chamber called as cloaca. Next, which opens into the exterior. So this cloaca opens into the exterior portion. Then respiration is by gills. So respiration is by respiration is by gills, lungs and through skin. Heart is three chambered, two auricles and one ventricle. These are cold blooded animals. Okay, so these are cold blooded animals. Sexes are separate, fertilization is external, they are oviparous and development is indirect. Example, frog, okay, salamander. Okay, these are the two common examples as shown in the figure over here. This is frog and this is salamander. So is it clear about amphibia? Okay, so revising about amphibians mostly this amphi in Greek means dual and bios means life. So they show dual life. One is in the water and the other one is on the land. Okay, These are called as amphibians. Okay, they have two pairs of limbs. The body is divided into head and trunk. Some have tail and some don't have tail. The skin is moist. Okay, they have eyelids. Then tympanum is present. Okay, represents the ear. Elementary, urinary, and reproductive can tract open into a common chamber called as
Cloaca.
which opens to the exterior. Then reproduction is respiration by gills, lungs, and through body surface. Then the heart is three chambered with two auricles and one ventricle. These are cold blooded animals. Okay, sexes are separate, fertilization is external, and they are oviparous, and development is indirect. That means larval stage is present. So next, okay, sorry, and some examples are given. Coming to the next phylum, next class, that is class Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping or crawling, okay, mode of locomotion. So locomotion is by creeping or crawling. They are mostly terrestrial. Okay, their body is covered by dry and conified skin. Epidermal scales or squittles are present. They do not have external ear opening. They don't have external ear opening. Tympanum represents the ear. Limbs were present when present are two pairs. Okay, some have limbs and some don't have limbs. If their limbs are present, they are having two pairs. Heart is usually three chambered. Okay, so in amphibia and reptilia there is three chambered heart, but in fishes it is two chambered heart. But four chambered heart in crocodile. Crocodile is an exception. You need to remember this. Reptiles are phyclotherms. That means they are cold-blooded animals. They can't regulate their body temperature. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. So snakes and lizards. Okay, here they shed their skin. Okay, and their scales as skin cast. Then sexes are separate. Okay, then fertilization is internal. Fertilization takes place inside the body, and then they are oviparous. That means they are egg-laying animals, and direct kind of development. That means giving birth to the young ones. Okay, and all reptiles like snakes, tortoise, alligator, crocodile, and all come under this class. So, revising about reptilia, first thing, they are creeping and crawling animals. They are terrestrial. Their body surface is dry and cornified. Epidermis has scales. Okay, they do not have external ear opening, but they have tympanum, which represents the ear. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. If an organism has limbs, like snakes don't have limbs, right? But other reptiles like tortoise, crocodile, and all have limbs. If present, they are in two pairs. Heart is usually three chambered, but for crocodile it is four chambered. Reptiles are phyclotherms, that means they are cold blooded animals. They can't regulate their body temperature. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as the skin cast. Then sexes are separate, fertilization is internal. They are oviparous. Oviparous means egg laying animals, and then the direct development. Then, okay, coming to class aves, the characteristic feature of aves are presence of feather. So, presence of feather is the characteristic feature of aves. Aves commonly called as birds. Most of them can fly except flightless birds. Okay, so most of them can fly, but some birds are there which can't fly. They possess beak. They have beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. see here the forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking. So here walking takes place by what? Hind limbs, and forelimbs are for modified into wings. Okay, hind limbs are for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the oil gland at the base of the tail. So skin is very much dry, but there is only one oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified, that means bony endoskeleton is present, and long bones are hollow with air cavity. So long bones are hollow, that means like it's like straw. Okay, like if you take the straw which you generally take for drinking juice and all, those are hollow. Even the bones of these birds are also hollow, only the long bones are hollow, that means they have air cavity. Then pneumatic bones, they are called as pneumatic bones. The digestive tract of birds has additional chamber. Okay, so the digestive tract of bird has an additional chamber called as crop and gizzard. Okay, so the digestive tract of birds has additional chamber called as crop and gizzard. This may be asked in theory exam or in NEET also. It is very important point. Heart is completely four chambered. Okay, and they are warm blooded animals. So apes are warm blooded animals, that is they are homeotherms. That means they can regulate their body temperature. Animals, that is they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to lung supplement respiration. Sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, oviparous, development is direct. And examples are all the birds which you can see in the sky. Next, so revising about birds. First thing, they have feather. The characteristic feature is, see, if you see any animal, how you will conclude that it is a bird? The first and the foremost thing is they have feathers, and then comes the beak. Okay, so feather is present, but some animals which are like feather helps in flying, but some animals have feathers but they don't fly. They are flightless birds. Okay, like example is ostrich. They possess beak. Okay, and then forelimbs are modified into wings. This is very important, not the hind limbs. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The hind limbs are generally having scales and are modified for walking, swimming, and or clasping on trees. Then skin is dry without glands, but there is only one gland at the base of the tail. Then endoskeleton is fully ossified, that means bony endoskeleton is present, and long bones are pneumatic bones, that means they have a hollow cavity inside them. The digestive tract of the bird has two additional chambers, that is crop and the gizzard. Heart is completely four chambered. They are warm blooded. That means they are homeotherms, that means they are warm blooded. What does homeotherm and warm blooded means? They maintain a constant body temperature. Then respiration is by lungs. Okay, and then sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, they are oviparous, that means they lay egg, and development is direct, that means no larval form is present. And examples like crow, pigeon, parrot, ostrich, peacock, penguin, and vulture. Any bird, you can take any bird, those all come under what? Aves. So I think I will end this section here only. If you like the video, if you like my explanation, if you understand my explanation, please subscribe. I am requesting you to subscribe because if you subscribe, YouTube will recognize my channel and then it will suggest for many other people. And if the video is helping you, then certainly it may help for it may help the other person also. So please subscribe and like the video, share and comment. And if you have any doubt, please feel very much free to comment in the comment section. Thank you.